Yes, I'm ready for it to be sent. Okay. And we are fully live. Hello, everybody. I'm Alluvial Sin, and with me today is Erik Johnson from Life Goes On.
Hello.
And so no worries. So before we do any gameplay or anything, I want to give you some time to talk about the game, plug it, and let people know who you are and what you do.
My name's Erik. I work for I'm part of a little team of developers called Infinite Monkeys, and we have recently released Life Goes On Done to Death on PlayStation 4 and Steam. That just came out this Tuesday, and it's a puzzle platformer, and because we're about to see the game be played, I'm not going to talk too much about what sort of puzzle platformer it is and what our mechanics are. I'll just kind of let you play it. But I'm one of the dev team. We're a pretty tiny team, so it means I do a little bit of everything. And yeah, we're here to check out the game today.
Cool. So before I jump into the game, I want to let everyone know that we are more than happy to take questions from the audience. If you guys want to know anything about the game as you see it or as it comes up, just ask, and we will do our best to get to any questions that are asked there. And I guess I will go ahead and just jump in.
Yeah, sounds good.
I did happen to play the first level, so I'm sorry. I did earn an achievement for it and stuff, so you won't see me earn that one, but only the first level, I promise. So this is the first level, just so you guys get to see it and see me replay it. I still love how you're introduced by dying.
Yes. Welcome to Life Goes On. In fact, the name of the level is straight to the point. I mean, it works on so many levels, right?
You guys actually named every person.
Every person has a name. Every knight has a name. Oh my
gosh, that is really cool. I didn't even notice that the first time.
Yeah. So, yeah, that scroll at the bottom of the screen. We'll take a look. Congratulations, you...
I know, I'm awesome, right?
You did it.
So, I did note that all of the levels have like a... this is how many times you should die during the level.
Right.
There's a goal, basically.
Yeah, there's... The challenges are optional. You can die... Like, we give you as many knights as you want. But if you want to try to like go after some achievements, some challenges, some unlocks, that sort of thing, then there's numbers there for that sort of thing.
I wanted to see if I could get squished.
You can get squished, yes.
The knight just fell apart. That made me happy on so many wrong levels.
Excellent. Yeah, that's actually a new feature in... this is like... When we brought the game to the PS4, we did this update. And this is the Done to Death update that came out on Steam on Tuesday alongside the PS4 launch. And yeah, that was one of the new features. We figured out how to make the physics objects crush the knights. Oh, nice. You got it.
I actually wasn't sure if that was what I needed to do, so I kind of guessed there.
It is a pretty safe bet in this game that if you're not sure what to do, dying is probably the right answer.
But I like that. It's extremely unique. The fact that you have to die to continue through the level, it almost feels a little like Dark Souls in the sense that dying is a part of the game.
Yeah.
Hey, pretty cool cat. Nice to have you here. So, how many levels are here right now?
Let's see, 68 levels.
Oh, that is a good number.
If you count everything, it's 68. Some of them are optional, but yeah, the main progression from the first level to the final boss is 65 or something like that.
You've got clipping for I like that. Like grabbing the edge.
Camera. Oh yeah, the ledge grabs, yeah.
I didn't expect to be eaten by that thing.
Right, that's Jeff. You just met Jeff.
So Jeff is in every level?
Jeff is in every level. He is the, fuzzy bonus collectible. Yeah, and we figured in this game where everything is about dying, that we figured the bonus.
He should kill you too.
Yeah, he's got to kill you too, right? So Jeff eats you.
Sounds fair.
That's how you collect Jeff in every level.
Collect Jeff by getting eaten.
That's right.
I died a lot on that level. Ooh, a Viking helm.
Yes.
So I like that you got. This is what you missed during the first level that I did. I unlocked the little guys with the maces or morning stars, and So do you get to choose, or are you randomly one of those people?
Random. Every night spawns randomly.
Okay, cool.
You know, every night's a different person, right? So they get to deck themselves out in different gear.
Cool. I do like that. And the further you go, the more gear you unlock. And
that's right. So I think you mentioned you unlocked like that mace thing that you're carrying right now, and you can see like a little Viking helmet. Or, had a little Viking helmet.
Still does. But now
this
sword.
guy, yeah.
And now no Viking helmet.
Yeah.
Oh. Haha.
There you go.
Now I wait for it.
Right.
I guess I could jump up there, get Jeff. I didn't even notice him at first. So, what was your favorite thing to work on this game?
Oh man.
I know the hard question right off the bat.
It's a big question. It's a big question because it's been a big project. I mean, we've been working on it for years now. Like the very first, like days of the project and coming up with the concept was great. I don't know. More recently, like the puzzles, like we did a big update with Done to Death, and we did a lot of new puzzle design for the new levels and that sort of thing. And so that was lots of fun, just coming up with like, how can we make bigger levels, more complex puzzles, more intricate puzzles, and working through that and figuring that out has been really cool.
Makes sense.
Yeah. There's lots, and of course at the
go on.
At the end of a project like this, is when you get to do a lot of the sort of polish items too, and that's when like a lot of the like funny little gags and funny little like extras get worked in, and that's always a lot of fun too.
I forgot to. Ow. I forgot to read the little quote under the little helmet thing.
Right.
The quote for the Morningstar guy, I thought it was hilarious. I can't get up there.
Jeff's a little tricky in this one, for sure.
Yeah, I see that. I don't want to just go up there. Can't get just up there. What am I missing? And I can't move the bodies, right?
The bodies are where they are.
Fine, I'm just gonna pile up some bodies so I can jump off of them.
You monster.
I know. It makes me a terrible person, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's what I wanted.
I think there was a review. One of the reviewers that came out this week really gave me a laugh because he was talking about like how much guilt he felt playing the game.
I don't feel any.
And it's interesting watching people play it because some people totally feel guilty about it, and whereas other people are like cackling with glee as they kill the knights. And so yeah, he called it like Game of the Year guilt or something like that. Like, oh, nice.
I mean, I can see it.
Yeah.
I just threw that helmet.
Kick the helmet off the...
Crap, I fell. That's not where I wanted to be. I do like that the helmet's still flying.
They do, yeah. You can bump into them and knock them
that
off.
Might be enough dead bodies there for me to
jump over. I'm not sure. You might have locked out. No, you're okay.
Haha.
I got him.
I don't know if that was the way you expected for me to get there.
More or less. I think you can do it from the lower ledge too. I think you can.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yeah, I think so. There's a couple
I like the long jumps.
Yeah.
I had a lot of deaths that level though.
Well, 11. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool, Cat. The puzzles in here are a very unique way of doing them. I've noticed that as well. Ooh, a samurai helmet.
Yeah.
Sweet. So, who started the idea? Was it you three from the beginning, or?
Okay, so let's see. The original starting for it all was actually at a local meetup for a game jam event. It was
Okay.
yeah, it was the 2012 Global Game Jam, which is this event that is kind of like a worldwide event where it's a game jam. So the idea is they give you a theme, and you take 48 hours, usually typically over a weekend, and you make a game based on this theme. And so yeah, so I went to this local meetup event for this game jam on a Friday night, and ended up meeting a group of other developers. And actually, yeah, there was initially I think 5 of us at for the first. Yeah, there was 5 of us for the first start of the project. Although it's been 3 of us for the last sort of stage.
Okay.
Uh, and yeah, and that's where it started. It was this first kind of weekend-long game jam project that became this much larger thing.
I mean, that's a pretty cool way for it
And
to
for
start.
this game jam on a Friday night, and it was it was neat, and it was a surprise. And we had you build a game in 48 hours, it's going to be pretty limited, right? And so we had this really buggy, very limited prototype, where it would you would spawn a night, and sometimes there would be a physics glitch, and this
Oh, and it
fire
just dies or something right off the
would
bat.
explode, or yeah, all sorts of really glitchy behavior. But at the end of the weekend, people are like, "Oh, that's such a cool concept. That's a really neat thing." So, yeah, and so that was really motivating, and so we kept working on it.
Well, I'm very glad you did, because at the moment I have very much been enjoying it.
Excellent.
This is definitely the first look I've really gotten at it, but
Yeah.
let's see. Your gears and stuff make this so nice too.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. Yeah, no, it's really interesting too. And the first when we were first doing these levels, we were sort of placing all of those gears by hand and manually figuring out how they all connected and things like that. And then the second time around, we're like, oh, okay, no, let's just write some code to this is the sort of thing we can automate. We need to automate this.
Oh yeah, definitely. I gotta get up to Jeff.
All right.
Not sure how I'm getting through there yet. Oh yeah, I do. Well, kind of. I'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. How do I get my dead body there? Not like that. Can't move my dead body.
Nope.
Damn. Maybe I can make it fall off. Nope.
Yeah, this one's a little tricky.
Luckily, I've got Dev here to tell me how to do stuff if I get that stuff.
If you get stuck.
I was
And
going to try
also-
to grab the edge.
Yeah. I don't know if you could do that. That's funny. Now I want to fire up the game and test it and see, is that possible? I don't know. I don't think it is.
Hey, it might be. Haha!
Okay, now can you make the jump?
No.
Yeah.
It was worth trying, though.
It was, yes.
I might like to break games when I have the chance.
Oh, that's cool. That's part of the fun, right?
Not that many buttons.
Not very many buttons at all, no.
I wonder if I can fill that up with dead bodies and then dump them off. Come on. Stop sticking to it. There we go. He didn't stick, I think. This one, I think. Yeah. Not sure if this will work. This is pretty, Haha!
Nicely done.
Yeah, these puzzles are really, well thought out.
Thank you. Yeah, we certainly had a lot of fun with it.
They're not what you usually see for puzzles.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, we really wanted to okay, we've got this idea where you die and the bodies stick around, and we wanted to make puzzles around that. So it's okay, well, if that's our thing, then we've got to really invest in that and make that our thing and see how much we can do with that and how far we can take it and where we can go with
Definitely.
it. And so yeah, so that's what we've been doing our best to do.
Pretty cool cat says you gotta put a dead body to hold the button that makes down the sauce. Yeah. There is a bit of delay before the between the chat, or not the chat, but the video that they're seeing in ours.
Stream in the chat. Yeah.
That's how we got that a little late.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we were able to figure that out.
I
was able to figure that out. You probably did.
I did. You'd be shocked to hear it, but I did.
So which levels did you make?
Okay, so in this section of the game, I don't think I made too many of these. The one that you were playing around with where you had to pile up the bodies to stand on them to jump, that one was one of mine.
Okay.
I did more of the later levels, although a few of the ones in World 1 too.
Haha. Made the jump.
Oh, I need Jeff.
I don't want to die by fire, so I'm not going to.
I will put a yet on that then.
Oh, I'll figure it out. Okay, so... I will die by fire later, but right now I'm busy.
Nicely done. Yeah, that's one that's interesting. Like, lots of people seem to like... Not lots of people, but sometimes that one will really stick with people where they'll say, oh, they won't get the idea that they can be in two places at once.
Yeah.
And so that'll be sometimes a sticking point. But yeah, you grab that one right away.
I might play a lot of puzzle games.
Fair enough, yeah, yeah.
So I might understand something that someone else doesn't necessarily understand.
Yeah.
This actually, in a lot of very weird ways, reminds me of Portal with the just the quality that's been put into it and the puzzles and how unique everything is.
That's a super nice thing to say, man. That's like...
I know Portal is like super high up there.
Portal is amazing, yeah. Yeah. And, it's certainly an inspiration, right? And they kind of wrote the book on like teaching players your mechanics in a way that's fun and doesn't feel like a tutorial and
yeah,
all of that.
They definitely did. No! I didn't get there in time.
Right.
If I drop it, will it go back up? Okay, it will. Haha.
Yeah, this one was one of mine too. I think the...
You make mean levels, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Usually if it's like evil and you hate it, I probably made it.
I actually didn't even notice he was up there until I saw this thing coming up
start to go up.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that goes up. What's that for?
Yeah, yeah.
I think I can... Nope. Let's see. I'm not sure how to get a dead body over here now. I don't know if I need one, but feels like I need one. So, damn. Before I continue on with this level, and just... Oh, duh, I'm stupid. Gotta remember things like that.
Yeah, the
switching of portals.
I think the name of the level is Move Faster, or something like that.
But you can't move faster.
That's right.
Find a shortcut.
Yeah, that's right.
So, I'm trying to think. There's so much in this game that I don't know where to begin with all these questions that I have.
All right.
Ooh, a warhammer. I do like warhammers. Making all your problems look like nails. See, I love those little comments. Who came up with those? Was it just a little bit of everyone, or...?
Those are mostly... So Ian, if it's like goofy and over the top in that sense of humor, it was probably Ian.
Okay.
If it's like subtle and like trying to be clever, then it's probably me or one of the others. Yeah. I mean, like everybody on the team contributed, but the really, really goofy over the top jokes are definitely Ian. He did a lot of the level design. He did a lot of the programming. He did a lot of everything on the project.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, since I know you don't have any artistic background of any kind and that you didn't have a play in the graphics, who did do the graphics for this?
So the graphics was Ian Morrison. He is our man. He's done so much on the project. He is the artist, animator, 3D modeler, the whole deal.
That's a lot.
The bulk of the level art. He did a lot of level design. He did. That's funny too because he actually has a programming background, so he did a lot of programming on the game too.
Cool.
Yeah. A multi-talented dude for sure.
Damn. I don't know if I can jump that.
I'm not
that
sure.
Was a mistake.
I think. Can you make it from there? No.
I knew that one was gonna kill me, but I wanted to try it. Maybe if I jump into my dead body. Oh no, it's gonna get burnt. I turn that off first. Oh, well, that isn't what I expected, really, rather, but it'll work. Maybe.
Probably.
I actually stopped moving.
I
I thought I was going to die on it, but I didn't, so it surprised me.
Yeah. So you let go a little early.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, let's see. How do you have it making the names? Because I don't think I've seen a single name that's been repeated yet.
Right. It is actually possible to see repeats, but it's pretty rare. So the way it works is there's two things going on. One is there's a name generator. So it's got like a list of first names, a list of last names, a list of descriptors, a list of adjectives, a list of titles, and that sort of thing. And then it just randomly like pulls like different names and puts them together. So for example, like that one that we just saw, or this one, like,
Mr. Red Button.
Yeah, so those are, put together randomly from those different fields. But on top of that, there's also like a name database. And when we were at conventions and conferences and that sort of thing, and when we were doing like mailing list signups, we would ask people to suggest names. And so you'll see like these randomly generated names like Lord, blah, 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 blah. But you'll also see random things like Nighty McNightface and stuff.
The wanting Crown Prince Clayton.
Yeah, so...
I like that you got people involved to suggest names, though. That's a nice little feature.
Right. Yeah, and another thing too is that the death screams. I'm not hearing them, but I'm guessing that's probably just our settings. But I'm guessing like
you won't be able to hear the sound of the game.
Yeah.
I can,
so
as well as the audience.
Right. Every time a knight dies, you've got these death screams, and the way we did that is when we first went to PAX as part of the Indie Mega Booth, we built this giant box, wooden box, and in the middle of it we had a microphone and we had a pipe on top, and we had people like doing like screams into this like little mini sound recording studio, and so we crowdsourced our death screams from our conference attendees, which is how we have like so many death screams. Yeah.
That is really cool.
It was a lot of fun.
On the note of that, I wanted to let you speak on your web actually.
Okay.
Which I have up on the screen now.
Yeah, okay.
Largely because I noticed you guys have a number of awards here.
Yeah.
And where did you get all of those awards?
So let's see. I don't know, just like some of them were like just things that we applied for. It was one of the like it's a harder thing to do now, but it was one of the big pieces of advice for indie game developers like early on, particularly like put yourself out there, show people what you're doing, show your demo to people, show your submit to award shows and that sort of thing. It's like it's a good way to just get your game in front of people, and it's a good way to find an audience and that sort of thing. And so when we had the opportunity, we put our game out there and got selected for some of these awards.
That's really awesome, though.
Yeah. PAX 10 in particular, that's a pretty big honor. That's a pretty big cool thing to have. The PAX 10 people say yes, you are one of the games we want to feature this year.
I mean, PAX is huge, so
it is. Yeah,
I don't blame you for being excited about that.
Yeah, that was a pretty exciting one to win for sure.
Plus, you've got GameSpot and Game Planet.
Yeah.
I don't know Dark Station myself.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. They're like just some.
Hey, anyone saying it's good is
people
helpful.
saying nice things, right? Yeah,
but you definitely have some big names in there. It's
for sure.
It's very impressive, especially for an indie game.
Right. Yeah. And it's great when the big guys pay attention to you. We just had someone post a thing on Rock Paper Shotgun about us, so that was really cool.
Plus, you guys are on sale right now, so if anybody likes the game, maybe pick it up sooner rather than later.
Got a few more days. I think it's Monday or Tuesday is the last day. Monday's the last day, I think. So.
And obviously, you guys are on PS4 and Steam.
Mm-hmm.
So, if anybody likes those systems, go ahead and
or if you want the like DRM free standalone version too, you can pick that up through our website or the Humble Store.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Always good. Yeah, there's a lot on your website. Yep. So I urge people to go check it out. You can see the link in on the screen by Eric's picture.
Yeah.
Over there. Over there.
See, can I get the point correct?
Yeah,
Nope,
I got the point backwards myself.
Ah, there we go. It's inverted on my camera.
Yeah. I could probably change that around, but that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Oh, let me go back to the chat just in case.
Mhm.
Because we do want to be able to take people's questions and comments about the game.
Definitely.
Whoa. Okay, that was interesting. Let's go get... I think Jeff was up here somewhere, yeah. Haha.
Nice.
Physics.
Yes.
I like physics.
Cool. Slightly not realistic. Not really skull.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Hey, Gaming Never Dies. Thanks for coming to join, and I'll have to thank Avid for sending you over. And Fugio, how are you doing? Let's see. So, this is Erik because, yeah, and his game life goes on. Even though for a lot of these guys it does not.
For the rest of us, it does, I guess.
Yeah. It does for someone.
Yeah.
I will say, I would not want to be one of these knights, though. Gotta go kill myself on that thing.
Their heroic lives are brief.
Was it heroic, though? Was it really?
Hard to say, I guess.
Let's see. That might be right. Let's find out.
Looks okay, yeah.
And, Fugio, I'm doing pretty good. Pretty Cool Cat wants to know what you guys were thinking about when you first came up with the idea for this game.
Yeah, I could talk about that for sure. When we met, like I was talking about this earlier, the game started at this Global Game Jam event, and as part of the Global Game Jam, they give you a theme. And the theme for that event was, it was this picture of a snake eating its own tail.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I know there's a name for that picture, but
there is, yes. So of course we Google, snake eating own tail, and it's called the Ouroboros, and
yes.
and so it's this kind of, it symbolizes death and life and rebirth and renewal and infinity and that sort of thing. So we looked at that and said, okay, that's the theme for the game jam. So probably the most fun thing to do with that sort of thing is say, how can you make gameplay that is focused on that theme? Yeah. And so how can we make not just a story about life and death and renewal, or not just art, but how do we make the game mechanics and the gameplay? And so that's really what the focus was. And then from there, so we were talking about different things. I know I was playing Limbo at the time.
Limbo's awesome. I actually covered it not too long ago.
Cool, yeah, really well done game. And so spikes and saw blades and death and that sort of thing were definitely on my mind.
I can definitely see how that inspired a lot of this, actually.
Yeah, so, and obviously we took a different direction with it.
Oh, completely.
Yeah, and other things the puzzle platformer things, like Braid, with the whole idea of cooperating with yourself and that sort of thing.
If you want to cooperate with yourself, play Repeat.
Okay. Don't think I've played that one.
It's interesting. We won't go into it, but that's a game where you actually have to cooperate with yourself.
Yeah. Another one that came up was sort of Super Meat Boy, when you're playing and you're dying and you're playing. The whole idea of the levels get splattered with blood when you're playing Super Meat Boy, and even when you die, all that blood stays there, and that was sort of an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it really blood, or is it just meat juice?
Soul meat. I don't know what it is. Yeah, the meat pixels.
I think it's meat juice. And now I'm hungry. Damn.
Oops.
So, a couple of things I want to say. Fugio, thanks for dropping in, and thanks for the wishes of good luck. Gaming Never Dies asks if you enjoy making games.
Oh man, making games is a blast. I mean, it can be a lot of work and kind of hard and kind of stressful and stuff sometimes too, but yeah, it's tons of fun. Hey, you just found the cannon.
I know, it freaked me out a little bit. Not gonna lie. I didn't
Yeah.
expect a cannon to appear. Oh, I can't turn it down at all.
No, that's your limit. That's your range. Yeah. So it's been, and this project has been great. It's been like loads and loads of fun to work on. And it's always kind of a hobby for me. This is my first kind of professional game dev experience. But yeah, I've always liked making games. Lots of fun.
So you've made other,
yeah,
even in just projects that maybe you didn't finish.
For sure, or like other game jams. I've done like lots of other game jams and that sort of thing too.
Okay, that's pretty cool. It's
like little flash games and that sort of thing.
It's definitely not the easiest realm to break into, I've noticed.
Yeah, it's a tough industry, I think, for a few reasons. One, it's just like making games can be a lot of fun, and so lots of people want to do it, and so it's competitive. And there's only like so many like gaming dollars, there's only so much time that people have to play games, and it's you've got to work hard to convince someone that like everybody's busy playing Dark Souls 3 right now.
Yeah, they are.
Hard to convince someone to check out Life Goes On. So I think the industry can be tough for that reason, for sure.
I can definitely see it being tough, especially for that reason. I'm gonna see if I can't get Jeff here. No, I failed. I do want to get Jeff. I like Jeff. Wow, I suck at that. I should just kill myself.
That is very.
I got Jeff.
Next, you
I did not know Jeff could eat your dead bodies.
Jeff is not picky about that sort of thing.
I feel like I may have broken your little plan there a little bit.
If you can get a ricochet like that, I'm not gonna begrudge you.
It was not planned, obviously.
Yeah. Just looking at the stream, a question from Pretty Cool Cat about getting into game development and that sort of thing. So the two, you got the helicopter beanie. That's cool.
I know, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Can I fly with it?
You read the description.
It doesn't make you doesn't make you fly, but that was never the point. I feel like it might have been.
So, with game development, I mean, particularly at the indie scale, the two really big things that are most in demand are going to be programming and art. On top of that, of course, there's other things like music composition and sound work and level design and and all of that, and gameplay and testing and all of that sort of work too. But yeah, if you want to make games, do you like programming? Are you interested in programming? Do you think solving programming challenges is an interesting thing to do? Then yeah, check out programming. Or do you like making art? Do you like drawing? Do you think pixel art's cool? Do you think 3D modeling's cool? Then maybe that's a good way to get into it. But ultimately, I would say if you're interested in making games, start making games, even if it's really basic stuff. There's tools. I don't have a ton of experience with them, but I've heard good things about things like Game Maker and RPG Maker and these sorts of things, where you don't have to have a ton of art background. You don't have to have a ton of programming experience, and they'll let you get started making games. And even if they're just really simple things at first, it's a really great way to learn and to get better at it and to figure out if it's something that you actually like doing.
Which is actually a really good answer. I've tackled that question a few times, and what I've noticed to be pretty much the most common answer is just start doing.
Yeah, easy to say, of course. It's
it is, because you don't usually know where to start.
Yeah.
But I kind of agree with it, because if you just start doing parts of any game idea you might have, you're going to come up with things that you learn how to do, and you'll learn what you enjoy doing through it, and all sorts of stuff through that area. For me, I've dabbled with some stuff, not too much, but I found I actually quite a bit enjoy doing some 3D modeling and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I'm not so good at the animation side,
sure.
But I did enjoy working with some 3D models in my past, and it just kind of works well.
Yeah, and so if that's something you like, And yeah, it's like a cool place it's a cool thing to do. Like there's definitely tons of demand for like 3D modelers and 3D in games.
Yeah, there really are. There's a pretty high demand for 2D as well, but
Definitely.
that is a completely different beast.
Yeah.
Not that it's bad to do, it's different.
Nice. Oh wow, that was
Also, the hat definitely flies. Just throwing that one out there.
the hat does fly.
And my body landed on that thing. Great.
Yeah.
Now I have a spinning thing of buttons.
You have created a...
I think it's what I needed to do, but...
It is, yes. Well, you solved the puzzle while getting Jeff. So.
Haha.
Yeah, so it's a pretty cool cat. Yeah, you're saying you're starting from scratch, you want to make an RPG game. There is a program out there called RPG Maker. I don't know too much about it. I'm not sure how much it costs, but I've heard pretty good things about it. But yeah, and also like learning programming is never a bad thing. If you think it's interesting, if you think you might like it, then that's like a good way to start too, for sure.
Even if it's not where you want to go, it helps you think logically, and that in general is just a good skill to have.
Yeah, definitely.
Because at some point you're going to want to troubleshoot your game that you create, whether you were on the art team or anything else, and if you have no idea how the game might logically work, that can cause some issues.
Yeah.
Oh, there are so many teleportation things. This is overwhelming on the teleporters.
I think the level is called Checkpoint Madness.
Oh, it moves that. Okay. Yeah, I can see why this would be Checkpoint Madness. It's kind of madness just on its own. Oh, wait, I want to get Jeff.
So Ian, who's the artist and who did the level design on this, he was saying that his sort of vision for this level... Just let me actually let me give you a hint. Hit the button to bring the fire back. It makes it a lot easier to die here.
Oh yeah, I guess it would, wouldn't it?
Yeah, there you go.
I was thinking I'm gonna run out of places to die on that.
Yes. Well, the fire will always give you more options. Yeah, his vision for this level was that of a knight fleeing in terror from a checkpoint, which I think is like a pretty fun thing that we get to do with this game.
It is a unique thing because you want to start in somewhere that's going to be helpful to you.
Yeah.
But that may or may not be where you are.
All of a sudden in this level, yeah, the checkpoints become obstacles, which is a really fun like reversal that our mechanic lets us do.
It really does.
Mm-hmm.
Why did I... Oh yeah, now I need to die. It's so sad when they die.
You see, you were saying you didn't feel guilt, but there you go.
It's the screams, man. The screams get to you.
The tragedy.
Like, these people sound legitimately sad. Okay, I don't think I can get up there, so... Okay, that's great. But, oh, it does lower down more. There we go. I was about to say, I can't shoot up to it, so... Don't know where that body went, but I couldn't catch that edge. Oops.
I don't know that. Yeah, there should be a grab point, but there might not.
I'm sure it is. I probably just fell a little too low for it or something.
Yeah, totally.
Also, gaming never dies. I know we were talking about some other stuff with Pretty Cool Cat, but yeah, I fully agree. The game is extremely unique in how it makes you think about these puzzles. It's definitely a first of its kind, and I like that about it.
Cool.
Lumber axe. Uh-oh. It splits. And this one's a skull. We're going to go to the skull because boss level. That's the only thing I can think of. Is it a boss level?
This isn't really... We call them challenge levels.
Okay.
Yeah, it's optional, and it's just a little more like... Okay, like... You know, the gloves come off a little bit in this one.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well, let's start by going to get Jeff, if I can. I need to find a way to die. You don't hear that too much. There's a way.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, I can't get through there. Haha, oh. Of course I realize after the fact that that's not going to work.
Yeah, the difficulty takes a bit of a step up here for sure.
There we go. Okay, now I'm up here. Not sure what I do up here, but I'm up here. And that matters. Do I want that open? I kind of want Jeff open. I'm going to leave Jeff open for the time being. Probably going to get stuck somewhere because you guys want to be mean on these levels.
This one is definitely not easy, yeah. Just going back to what Gaming Never Dies said earlier, that the game makes you think about what to do. Yeah, thank you. That's a nice compliment. Like, you know, I don't think we're perfect about it, but we definitely like made an effort to try to make it so that you can look at the problem and think about it and kind of come to a logical conclusion. Like, oh, okay, I can see what I need to do here, and we're not tricking you. We're not like, you know, being unfair to you. We're trying to like, well, okay, I guess there's a couple of points where I do try to trick you a little bit, but
you forget. I've been playing your levels. You definitely try a little bit of trickage in here.
Fair enough. But yeah, no, that's a really nice thing to say. Thanks.
You're welcome. Also, Ludo, thanks for being here for support. Great, I can't die. Of course I can't die. Let's see. How can I get back up there right now? Which one turned that on?
So there's those glowy red pipe things, and you can sort of track what they're connected to and what doors they link to and that sort of thing.
I'm just trying to figure out what else it affected. So this one did that.
Yeah, pretty cool, Cat. This level is sort of meant to be like rage-inducing if you've got like Alluvial Sin's like a pretty solid puzzle gamer. So this level's just here to say like, okay, if you want the harder challenge, like we've got those too. So yeah.
And let's face it, I want the harder challenge. So
good. Well, I'm glad we have something for you.
Let's see. Send that up. Push that button again because I think that's what I needed. Yes, it is. Okay. Let's go die. Okay, that death was... I'm not even going to try to repeat that one because I'm going to sound like an idiot. But that was funny. That gave me a good chuckle.
Good.
Actually, a friend of mine used to sound like that when he was confused. Yes, you are welcome to laugh at my friend. It was... There we go. That gets me through there. Let's go back down. Over here. Push that button. Run down here. I'm gonna figure this out. I've got this. Kind of.
Yeah, you're looking pretty good.
Okay, so I could finish it here, but I don't want to.
Okay.
What I want is to... How do I move that? There we go. I want to be here. I want to run through here and figure out how to open that door. Which one does that? It's going to be that one up there. So first here. Okay, so... Okay, I can still do that. And then we... Ooh, maybe I... Getting by that is the hard part.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those moments where I get to like laugh with like laugh with glee. Sort of my partner, the other guys that work on the game, sort of give me a hard time about like
being happy with at other people's pain,
at the suffering of the player sometimes. Yeah.
But yeah, it's not rage inducing. It's just a strong
How do I do this? It is. I assure you, it is possible.
Oh, I believe you. I'm following the red and blue wires, trying to figure out just what is the best way to get through here. Because I know I need to get to the fire, but that button above me to the right definitely opens up the door below, which would be helpful.
But
it also blocks him off completely.
Blocks out Jeff. Yes, you are correct.
I can't really jump over this. There's just not the space.
Yeah, it's if you can jump over it, then I made a mistake in the level design.
And I can't do that. I
can't raise that. No.
Don't know. Just gonna finish it. Sorry,
right.
Jeff.
Another day.
Yep.
You can always go back. Get Jeff later.
I might have to. I also like that you actually put the number of bodies that died in the wheelbarrow.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's just this really simple and kind of off kilter thing, but it adds that extra little touch to it.
Thank you. Yeah, Ian's a big Monty Python fan, and so there's a very bring out your dead sort of feel to that end scene with the cart and everything.
Definitely.
So this is going to feel relatively tame after what you just played.
Yeah, I bet.
That's all right.
Although the raising fires, that's intense.
That's.
I guess I can just wait here to go get Jeff when the fire raises. Arthur of the future. But will you be of the future for long? Quick answer?
No.
I think that was his head that just fell.
Yes, I think that's something. Yeah, that's something we added with. If you watch Jeff after he eats a night, he burps out the head.
That's. If they didn't have spaces between them that are somehow being held together by magic, that would be a little more gruesome.
Right. Yeah.
That's something about Limbo that I found just a little sad. It was so sad when he died. And
you die over and over again, right?
Yeah.
I think really plays that up where they really give you that feeling of oh, you did something not very nice here,
yeah.
Right? That you
because he's alive. He's not very cartoony or any. I mean, he's cartoony, but he's very much a person. He's not like a Hollow Knight.
Right. No. Yeah. Whereas our knights, we sort of joke about them being people, and we give them names, and we give them, but we don't want that we don't want you to feel it's a cartoon violence, and we try and keep it that way in our game.
You don't make it super pitiful when they die, where they just ugh. Which is what happened, and it kind of hurts.
For sure.
But I mean, it did make that game unique.
Absolutely, and and they created a really great atmosphere, and they created a really sort of a bit of a troll there with offering the Grail to you early, and then
rude.
But yeah, a little bit.
So I'm confused. How many Grails are there?
So yeah, actually, well, when you're done this level, I'll show you a couple of things. We can talk about that then. There is one.
It's definitely I feel like I grabbed the Grail. Why does he need more?
Right. So we do have an answer for that question, but I'll let the game answer it for you instead of.
I mean, I'll take the game answer.
Yeah.
Should have started with that one. Let's see. I guess I'll leave it like that. Oh, okay. So my spawn point's going to be covered in lava, it seems.
Yeah, if you want to kill a lot of knights in a hurry, when you can do that,
just die right here and then spam X?
Well, that's an option.
Haha, I got it. Pretty cool cat. It's actually not... Oh, that was not expected. I didn't think that the fire would erupt out of there. Or lava, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's not as hard as it looks. At least I don't think it's as hard as it looks. I don't know how hard it looks.
It's really interesting. I mean, it depends on how much experience you have playing platformers. It depends on how much experience you have playing puzzle games, all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So actually, what I'll get you to do you want to pop back out to the world map
Sure.
for a second and go back to the mines to your left?
Oh, look, I actually just made it to the mountains. I
just
didn't
cleared-
notice
you
that was
just-
the world map when I did that.
You just cleared the mines. Yeah. So now if you look at all the levels you played, it tells you the name of the level
Yeah.
and that you found a cup on
Cup
it.
of headache relief, cup of better naps, minor weight loss. I love the start of D&D-ish stuff, and then it just drops into hilarity. Luscious locks. I need a ring of luscious locks in my D&D game. That only they can't remove it, so they just spawn this really long hair that can never be cut or anything.
Hey, pretty cool, Cat. Thanks for checking out the stream. And thanks for checking out the game.
Yeah, thank you for dropping by and hanging out. So let's see here. Tooth of headache relief. Minor acne. Only minor, not straight acne reduction, but minor acne reduction.
Yes. And if you pop back out to the main menu.
Cup of life is what we're searching for. Those cups are useless. Got it.
There's your...
And they weren't there before, which I like
Sorry.
that it spawned now. And
There.
I did notice at the very start of the game, I only had the sword guys, and then when we started the stream, I had sword guys and mace guys, and now I've got a little bit of everything. These two just happen to be basic guys.
That's right. But yeah, they're...
Yeah, see? I like that. I like that you have that... It's just the little touches that really add a lot to the game.
Right. Yeah, and we had like a lot of fun just putting those little touches in and trying to like work that sort of stuff in as much of it we could.
So those were a lot more of the polish type things, right?
Definitely.
Now, because I didn't play the game before the
Done to death.
update. Yeah.
So, yeah, I can talk a little bit about what's new if you're curious.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, those hats and weapons are all new. Oh,
So close.
so close.
Yeah, so
You'll
far.
have to use another night. Hats and weapons are all new.
Oops.
The
Oh,
the map.
wait, can I do this? Does it work? Haha! That might have screwed me up. No, I think that just made it easier, actually. Are you supposed to do that? Or are you supposed to ride people?
So, it's optional.
Oh no, I think it did prevent me from getting Jeff, though.
It did prevent you from getting Jeff, yeah.
Damn.
Makes the level a little easier, prevents you from getting Jeff. I don't know, it's a trade-off.
Yeah.
But yeah, hats and weapons are new. The map and the story that's on the map and that sort of thing. Like you'll see, a little bit of text.
Yeah, I saw it. I just didn't read through it by accident.
No, yeah, fair enough. That's all new. The challenge levels are new. What else? World 4, and then World 4 is brand new too.
Okay.
And then tons of like little polish and like extra bits, like you've got screen shake on the screen when they die, and particle effects, and all sorts of just little items that add up. Yeah.
I mean, only a little bit, though. Let's see. Oh, that was just bad timing. Guess I have to go make more dead bodies. Whoa. And push the button again. I do like that you can retract the spikes. I have no idea how that's supposed to work.
Yeah, I don't know. So like
But that's okay.
yeah, so that's new mechanic introduced here, right? Is like before spikes were permanent, and these spikes you can toggle on and off with a button. So what does that mean, and how do you use that and that sort of thing?
It means I'm going to have a lot of dead bodies that I'm dropping in places.
Piling up a lot of dead bodies for sure.
I don't need this many, but
Probably.
I kind of like the death screams. They're growing on me. And walking over your dead friends' heads and watching them just kind of move around is a little satisfying. Oops, wrong button. I do like that you can
Re-spike them?
Yes,
Yeah.
re-spike them.
Yeah.
A word that wasn't going to be as useful almost came out. There we go.
There you go. Nice Indiana Jones moment fleeing from the flamethrower.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of bodies.
Yes.
I like if there's too many, they fall on him.
They get piled up, yeah. Yeah.
So, does it actually fully count how many died and drop them all on him, or is it just if you go
No,
over a certain point?
it tops out at something like 25 or something like that, which seemed like a good number when we first did Life Goes On and the Done to Death expansion. That 25 is actually a little a little low. We probably should have put that up to be higher. Yeah, and later levels they die a lot more. Well, the levels get sort of bigger and more complex.
That makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Spikes everywhere. Where do I want to go? I guess we want spikes on. Let's see. Let's shoot myself somewhere.
Yeah.
How about on those spikes? Oh, there's a board there.
Yeah.
My vision is, despite having glasses, not as good as it could be.
Right, and well, then this is one of those levels where we're pulled back from the camera a bit too, right?
Yeah, it's definitely not as close.
Yeah.
Sorry, Keeper of the Golden Key, you are going to no longer have that title.
Oh, nice.
I know, I could have done this by just making... Well, I guess I could have done this in a couple of different ways.
Yeah, this one's a little bit flexible.
Cool.
Oh, hey, got Jeff. Nice.
Oh, I guess I could have gotten Jeff in another way, huh?
No, I think you have to do it that way on this level.
Okay.
I don't think there's another way to do it.
I just see the spikes on this side over here.
Yeah, no, I don't think you can reach them.
Okay. So they're just there for looks?
Yeah, I think at one point you could sort of like cover them with bodies if you like flung them off of the conveyor.
Okay.
Or something like that. I don't know. It was just a weird little quirky thing that stayed after early on in the project.
Okay, so I don't know what this button did. Oh, it turned off that flame right there. Okay.
That's right, yeah.
And now I guess I just jump up to my goal.
You got a clear path.
Oops. Some of these death screams are just... They're interesting. That one I swear someone was going to throw up during. It was like... So, do you have an estimate on how many you have for the death screams?
Oh man, I don't actually know the number.
I'm taking that as a lot.
Yeah, it's high. It's not insane, but it's high. There's maybe like, is there 100? There might be 100.
So have you played through all these levels? Personally?
Oh yeah, I've played every one of these levels so many times.
Do you have a favorite level? Either one that you developed or one you didn't develop.
Favorite? That's a tough call. I think my favorite level now is the final. Well, it's even kind of hard to call it the final level. I'll call it the final level. There is actually a boss fight waiting for you at the end of the game, and
really?
it is my favorite for sure.
Okay. I'm kind of looking forward to that.
I hope you enjoy it. A lot of work went into it, so yeah, hopefully it's something you like.
My timing is not... Oh no! I didn't know he would catch.
Yeah,
that might work out well for me. Maybe. Oh, come on, catch again.
Oh, are you gonna lose him?
No!
No. That's too bad. Although I did have fun making this level too.
No! I blew up.
Yeah, you gotta. some of the it's all driven by the physics engine, so sometimes the crush deaths can act a little funny, but I don't think that one was too unfair, so we didn't patch that one out.
I mean, it made sense.
Yeah.
There we go.
Nice.
Oh, whoa! There's a dead body over there. Well, not a dead body. There's a... What's his name? I forget the name.
Jeff,
yes. There's a Jeff over there. I was going to use my actual body to go over there, and then I realized, oh, I can't.
I think it's possible.
I'm sure.
There's a couple different ways to do.
Yeah.
This particular Jeff.
I'll just run there.
This is one. Yeah.
I tried to run away afterwards. It did not work so well.
No, you can't. You can't get away.
He will chase you down.
Yeah.
Okay, so that moves over. Does it... How do I dump that, though? I assume I need dead bodies on it.
In this game, usually a pretty reasonable assumption.
Let's start it like that, I guess. Then that button will dump the dead body. Got it. Whoa. It doesn't. Oh, okay. So move that. Die here. Okay. I almost missed that, but...
That's
That
a
made me
little
sad.
unfair. Yeah, it's a little unfair. It wasn't really intended to be quite so tricky there, but yeah, it's a little tricky.
That's a little bit of a hard hole to get into.
Yeah, it is. It's a little nasty.
Why did...
It's just sort of
That's
a
a
random
first.
mix it up.
That's the first time I've noticed that one. Cup of like. Who came up with the names here?
There was just a mix.
A little bit of everyone.
Yeah, friends and the team and whoever had ideas and yeah, whatever we could get in.
Lice, rice, like. One right after another.
There's a theme in this world for these, yeah.
I've noticed that.
Yeah.
I would not even be surprised at this point if they started making sentences.
That'd be fun.
There we go. That's what I was actually expecting.
There's the dump. Yeah.
Where to go? Where to go? On here. Lots of bodies. Lots of bodies.
Never really a bad strategy in this game.
Right? Whoa. Let's get more of those bodies on there since I was... Oops. Never mind. Screw it. Moving on. Gotta dump it on the next thing. Uh-oh. I'll spike him. I think this was the spike for it. Yep.
Alright.
Gotta keep that spike. Okay. Then gotta drop him over here.
Yeah, nice to know.
Aha! Beautiful. I didn't see Jeff on that level, did I?
You didn't see him. He is there.
I heard he's on every level except for,
Every
I
level.
assume, the first two levels.
You would assume incorrectly then.
Really, he is there.
He is everywhere, yeah. Every level has Jeff.
He just was not made obvious on those levels then.
Correct, yeah.
Now I kind of want to go back and see if I can find him.
Yeah, so that's like, you know, it's a puzzle game. Once you see the levels, once you play the levels, you've that's it, right? Like you've solved them. So
Unless
that's part
there's
of
more to do.
That's why we put in the extras. That's why Jeff is there. That's why there's like challenge death counts and there's challenge like, you know, night counts or challenge times and things like that.
Yeah, which makes a lot of sense. And this is kind of a disgustingly awesome just aspect of it. Okay, so can I push it? One thing you can actually push. That's interesting.
Yeah. That might be a little tricky to get in there now.
Almost feel bad for him.
Almost.
Just the fact that I don't.
You sort of seem to be going back and forth on.
I do.
Do you feel bad for them or no? It's hilarious.
Sometimes in the
it's
moment
good,
I feel
right?
a little bad.
Yeah.
So, early on, what was your favorite part of working on the game?
Oh, early on, I don't know. I think like early on it was just really very iterative where we were kind of exploring the idea, expanding on it, like putting it in front of people. And that was really a neat process where we were constantly like making the game just better in terms of getting it in front of audiences and getting feedback. Just this little demo that kind of grew and grew and grew, and that was a really neat process for sure.
I assume you started with different graphics. You probably didn't start with 3D nice graphics from the very get-go.
No, the very get-go there were 3D night graphics. They were just lot more primitive and a lot more simple than this. Yeah, they've come a long, long way, and the visual look is very, very different now than they were initially.
I wouldn't mind seeing the old
The
version
earliest,
sometime.
the earliest screenshots. Yeah, I don't know. I'm
It
not
would
sure.
be kind of a cool thing to see.
It is quite the yeah.
Just to
There's
really show your progress through.
oh, it's pretty huge, definitely.
Interesting. Oh, okay. So let's move it over here. Jump over. What's that do? Oh, spikes.
So I think you were asking me earlier, or maybe yesterday, if I'd done any of the art or anything like that.
Yeah.
So this is one of my few contributions to the art of Life Goes On.
Oh?
Is the those arrows and signs on the spikes and that sort of thing. I have the dubious distinction of having drawn those.
Hey, they are very blocky, as arrows and spikes should be.
There you go.
You made straight lines, and I appreciate your straight lines. Let's move that up. I apologize if anyone can hear the dogs in my background. They are psycho beastly monsters. But, you know, can't do anything about them. Because dogs. Do you have any animals?
I don't know.
I'm not sure if I should say you're lucky or I'm sorry.
It's a mix, right? Yeah.
It really is. There's a lot of trade-off with them.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think I'd make it like that. So, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, you never really said which level was... since you did say the boss level, but...
Yeah, for sure.
I have no idea what the boss level looks like at this point.
Right. So what you've seen so far? Yeah. So from the stuff you've seen so far, I think I really like the that challenge level that you played with the
Challenge level was fun. I still wish I could figure out how to get Jeff in it.
Yeah. And so like just getting to be kind of devious with that stuff and saying, okay, you can't die and that sort of thing.
I've got a battle axe. Just cut the thing down.
Right. Just yeah.
No, not that easy. Damn. Button. Of course. Gotta burn him up now. Now we go here. Now we go. There we go. I had trouble jumping that for some reason. Now... Can I jump back in here?
No, one body at a time. Yeah, so this is there's actually a series of levels here that kind of are a little evil as well, and I had some fun with these too. These are, yeah, like I said, if the design is evil, then it might be my fault.
So in other words, this is your level.
This is my level, yes.
There we go. That's what I needed to do. The order is important.
The order matters, yeah. The logistics of how to die and where to die and when to die.
What does that turn on? So that turns it. That opens that.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I should apologize.
And that ruins everything. Or does it? It's already turned around now, so... How do I bring it back? This? Yeah. And I need to do this. Whew. You basically have to do everything for that and then undo it.
Right, yeah, that's
Which, I mean, that can be hard to figure out.
It can be, yeah. It starts to put in this like logical chain of like, you know, okay, what's my order? And that was actually sort of a surprisingly tricky thing to do in this game, where because every time you die, you leave that body behind, and that's sort of permanent in some ways. Like once the body's on button, it stays there. And so it was like, okay, how do you make a logical puzzle where you can't just like push forward, die, you know, just tag the next thing, tag the next thing, tag the next thing. Okay, now I've solved the puzzle. And that was actually really a challenge.
Yeah, you needed ways to destroy bodies. excuse me,
Right.
you needed a way to destroy the body, but also you needed things that you didn't necessarily want a body on or something along those lines.
Yeah, and so, like, this, like, yeah, we wanted to be able to, like in a lot of puzzle games, like, you're messing around with the puzzle and you make a mistake and you have to reset or restart the level. And so we sort of had it as a design goal where we said, no, you never reset the level and life goes on. Those knights died and you don't reset that, you don't restart that. And so how do we make a puzzle game where, like, you can still lose progress and you can still make mistakes and you can still do things in the wrong order and that sort of thing when we don't want to depend on the reset button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Resets are just they're kind of a cop-out, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's the appropriate thing. It really depends on the game, right? But we didn't want to do that in this game. So how do you make a puzzle that you never hit the reset button, but you can still do the wrong thing? You can still make mistakes or do things in the wrong order and that sort of thing. And this level, in some ways, like, exemplifies that. Like, this is the level that does this, like, to an extreme almost. So, yeah, I'm sorry. You're on... This level could almost be a challenge level of its own.
I could see that. Oh, I can't reach the fire.
Right.
Yeah, I might have screwed that up a little bit. I figured out how to do it, but I kind of screwed myself on it.
Yeah, I had a friend describe this level as the sort of level that makes you kind of curse the designer, so...
I don't know that I... Of course I forget to do that. There we go. And then we jump up here. Because I don't want to put the fire on... burn them off anymore, so... So if I screw up, I have to reset the whole level effectively. Because I could be wrong, but the flamethrowers above these guys, they're going to cause that reset, I think. And I may be stuck down here, actually.
Yeah, like I said, maybe this is a level I should be apologizing for. I'm not sure.
I don't feel anyone should apologize for any levels. Come on! Can't do it! Guess we restart that. Yeah, it killed those guys up there.
That's right.
So, this has been going on for a while. Do you have any comments or anything you would like to say about the game before we kind of get ready to call it?
Yeah, not particularly. I mean, I think you've sort of seen what the game is, and it builds from here and gets crazier, and there's lots of puzzles, lots of new mechanics, lots of new challenges, lots of stuff still coming. So, that's all there.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I really hope people check it out. We're pretty proud of what we were able to do with it.
As well you should be, so
Thank you.
I hope people check it out too.
I
feel like this is wrong. But how am I going to die otherwise? Let's see, I can do that one. So I do this. This. There we go. That should do it. And jump down. Haha. Oops. Don't copy what I just did. It's a bad idea. Yeah, finding the right order for that is challenging.
Kind of tricky, yeah, for sure.
Oh no, but Jeff's over there. I like how you show Jeff in it. You're like, you rushed too much.
You were too eager to grab the grail on that one, yep.
And yeah, that's a lot of bodies that just fall there.
Yeah, you had 21 on that one. Yeah.
So I was hoping to get through this second stage, but it looks like it goes on for a little bit longer.
Yeah, you've got a few. It's got a little ways to go. So, and that's a pretty good place to wrap it up.
I agree.
Yeah.
But I wanted to thank you for coming on and giving us your time and answering all the questions that we have. I know I appreciate it. I think the viewers appreciate it, and I hope some of them will actually purchase the game because there's a lot of content here and it's a lot of fun.
Cool. Glad you
I
liked
just
it.
spent an hour playing it, and I could probably spend another couple of hours just getting through the next few levels,
Hmm.
simply because they seem to be getting more and more complex.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, cool. I'm glad you liked it. Thank you very much for having me. It's fun to
Absolutely.
be here.
Feel free to share the video once it's up if you would like, and everyone else who's watching, feel free to follow Erik at LGO Game on Twitter and check out the website lifegoesongame.com.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.